Hello, sick and absent students. I'm very sorry I forgot to record the first part of this lecture, but we're going to get the rest of it. Don't panic. It's just music. So everybody, let's take a look. We're going to do some really simple stuff, and I'm going to work you up to the homework. So if we look at page 102, number 2, they're just asking you to, for example, take 3/8 notes and combine it down. What do 3/8 notes combine and become? It becomes a dotted quarter note. So basically, if you have 3/16 notes, it becomes a dotted 8. If you have 3/8 notes, it becomes a dotted quarter. If you have 3 quarter notes, it becomes a dotted half. If you have 3 half notes, it becomes a dotted whole note. I'm going to take that up just for now. And then same with the rests. 3 of these will be a dot of one of those. 3 of these will be a dot of one of those. 3 of these will be a dot of one of those. So you just go one step up the chain, okay? And you'll also get used to doing this, and then eventually you'll just know to do it. Okay, so then we have 3/16 notes. Uno, dos, tres. What do these boil down to make? One dotted
eighth note.
Right, one dotted eighth note. Okay? So that's the first part of your homework done. Flip over to page 103. Number 1. So write one dotted rest that has the same value as the dotted note. So this is kind of basic, right? It's a dotted whole note, it's a dotted whole rest. It's a dotted half note, it's a dotted half rest. It's a dotted quarter note, dotted quarter rest, dotted eighth note, dotted eighth rest. So that part's pretty simple. So let's take a look at number 2 instead. So first we have 6/8 time. They've given us this, and then that. We have compound, basic beat, and we're not going to worry about pulse. We're not going to do any of the pulse. We're pulseless. We're all dead inside, okay? So too much theory homework. 9/16. They give us one of these, 3 of these, and then a bracket, and then 12/4. You get a bracket. One of these, bracket, and one of these. Okay. And let's make a line for our basic beat. So, what we have to do is put in some kind of a dotted rest to fill in these parts. So, figure out what the basic beat is. 6/8 time means there's 6/8 notes in each bar. If there's 6 on the top, how many basic beats will there be? How many times does 3 go into 6?
2.
2. So there'll be 2 basic beats for this, there'll be 3 basic beats for this, and 4 basic beats for this. So what's the basic beat? Well, what's 3/8 notes? It's a dotted quarter note. 3/8 notes is a dotted quarter note. So our basic beat is going to look like this. 1 of these and 2 of these. So to fill this in with the rest, you just do the rest version of this. Quarter rest with a dot. So this is the other way that you can tell the difference between simple time, like last week, and compound time this week. If you see a dotted rest in anything, it's compound time, because we do not use dotted rests in simple time. It's incorrect. We only use it in compound time. So there might be a quiz where there's just like random bars of music and you have to say if it's simple or compound. If you see a dotted rest of any kind, it's compound. Okay? So, 9/16 time. How many basic beats are we going to have?
3.
3. So there's going to be 3 of something. 16th notes. 3 16th notes makes what? 3 of these makes
8 note.
right,
Dotted 8.
a dotted eighth note. And how many dotted eighth notes are we going to have? 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, so there's the first basic beat. These 3 16th notes, that makes that. So second best basic beat. What's missing? 8th note with a dot, or 8th rest with a dot. That's how we finish that. Okay, now, yes?
Does it matter like where we do the dots? Because in the textbook they usually put the dots next to the second blank.
As long as the dot is to the right of the note or rest,
So it doesn't matter.
I'm cool.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, 12/4 time. So, 12/4 time, how many basic beats will we have? 4, because 3 goes into 12/4 times. There's going to be 4 basic beats. The bottom number is 4, which means quarter notes. So what's 3 quarter notes? 3 quarter notes boil down into a dotted. Everyone's dying. It boils down into a dotted half note. So there's going to be 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's this one, it's good. Here's this one, it's good. So make yourself a little top hat and give it a dot. Top hat and give it a dot. Okay? Does everybody get that?
Yeah.
Did everybody write that down in their book?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to confuse you a little bit, or maybe not. I'm going to rewrite this one and do this, which would mean this. Who can tell me why that's wrong? Someone's about to get superstar status. Who's the super? Thinking it might be you, but let's see if anyone can figure it out. How many basic beats do we have?
We cannot go.
What's that?
We cannot go both.
We can or we can't?
We can't.
We can't?
We can.
Say the opposite of what you just said.
We can.
We can. Very good. So, even though we're in compound time, if you've got 4 rests, you can still group first half, second half. So, don't freak out, don't panic. I know this looks cray. 2 dotted half notes makes a dotted whole. So in this case, you would just do whole rest. Oh, no, that's right. Whole rest with a dot. And now you've combined it. So those combination rules you learned last week, they apply to everything. They apply to stems on notes. They apply to simple time and compound time. Question, Malady.
Yeah, is it just what is the one that you don't combine the end?
Okay,
Why
so
is that?
that's going to be this one. So if we had this, the answer would have to be this, because you can combine these two, the first 2 of a group of 3, but you can't combine the last 2 of a group of
So
3.
you have to be able to combine them in
Yeah.
groups?
Yeah. So if we flip this around, if instead it was like the note was here and we had, that's a really terrible eighth rest. And we had this would be incorrect. We would have to combine it because it's the first 2 of a group of 3. And if you don't know what this is, and your brain's like, ah, don't panic. Just look at this. 2 of these combined to form 2 of these. 2 dotted eighth notes becomes a dotted quarter note. So you would just take this, and you would write a dotted quarter instead. Okay? That, in a nutshell, is everything you're going to learn this week. So, at a certain point, all of these music rules, they start to kind of refer to one another. Like 3 weeks from now, you're going to be learning things that are going to kind of come back to some of this stuff here. So that's why I said the first 4 or 5 classes in this course will make you want to die, and then it'll get easier. It's because you're learning all the rules right now, but it's going to get easier. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn to page 104 and I want you to do number 1, but just do the compound time ones. So let's do this. So page 104, number 1. They've split it into 2 parts. They have simple time, so the stuff we did last class on the left-hand side, and then they have compound time on the right side, and that's the stuff we're doing in this class. Everyone just do this part. I'm going to give you like 5 minutes to do it, and then we're going to mark it in class, okay? And you can stop the camera. Press the red button.
Okay.